Maybe.
Somebody might care.
Yeah. Oh, there it goes.
Well, hello.
Yeah, welcome to the Beef and Chetter show, man. What's happening?
Well, it is officially December 16th
It is.
at 12:40 in the morning. And
It's a little early, not going to lie.
yeah. And just got out of watching The Last Jedi here. Well, it's been a few hours ago, but yeah. Finally got to watch the wonderful movie.
I think our audio levels are good, so
Happy with audio?
Think so.
Cool. Yeah, so hi Tyson. Tyson wants to
yep.
say hi to everybody.
You got to be in the first shot every time.
Yep. So, but yeah, we just got out of The Last Jedi. Watched it at about 8:15, so didn't get out of the theater till probably like 11.
Yeah,
It's a longer movie,
of
but
that nature.
it's good length.
Yeah, I'm gonna apologize in advance when my coworkers got me sick, so I'm gonna sniffle and make awkward noises and probably blow my nose a few times. So.
Yeah, and I might cough just because I need to cough just for the hell of it, or yawn. Might be yawning throughout this, but anyways, so just
I know you're excited.
we're talking spoilers, just FYI.
Yeah.
I mean, we could probably attempt a spoiler-free section at the beginning. I don't know if you want to try that or not. And
hell with it.
That's
if they haven't seen it by now, they suck.
Yeah, go watch the movie. So if you haven't seen it yet and you don't want to be spoiled, just go watch it, then come back and watch it on here.
Well, non-spoiler, I am pretty upset with the Great Falls Theater. Video quality sucked.
Yes,
I was not happy with that.
Yeah, at the beginning we were talking about trying to figure out like what quality they were using on their projector, because the commercials all look kind of off, and we were trying to figure it out. And yeah, the movie,
like super film grainy, and I didn't know if they were actually doing that or if it was theater.
That's the other thing is we don't know. I mean, it could be, since we've only seen it once, it could be that maybe they were going for that intent, but I do feel like part of it was the projector. And it also made me jealous because in their previews they have like the fancy reclining chairs with like the push button, reclining and shit,
BS
and all that. I mean, they had an open bar deal in their preview or commercials and shit. And like we're sitting there all
excited. I want a mixed drink.
Yeah. Well, he would have fell asleep. But,
yeah, he probably would.
But yeah, no. It was one of those things. It was kind of sitting there in our cheap theater seats up in the front row because we didn't get there early enough, and we don't have reserved seating at our theater. So, but. Yeah, so that's the non-spoiler section.
Yeah.
Spoiler section, Snoke dies.
Yeah.
just throwing that out there right away.
I definitely got what I needed out of the movie.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
I wish there would have been a little more Snoke background, but other than that, I think it solved most of what I had problems with coming out of the first one.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, it would be nice. Hopefully, like we were talking on the way back here, because we have an hour drive back from the theater to our house, or to Beef's house. And I got another half hour from there. So, but yeah, the whole Snoke thing, hopefully we'll get a book or something to describe where he came from, because I guess at this point we really don't know. We supposedly find out who Rey's parents are, according to Kylo Ren, but we don't know if it's him twisting things or not. I mean, we'll hear all sorts of theories and stuff on it here soon enough, now that I'll be open to watching spoiler things. But yeah, so don't know if, not sure if Rey's parents are actually just random. I like the idea of them being random people.
Yeah, I guess I'm personally okay with it, but I don't know that.
I felt like Kylo's explanation wasn't for Rey, it was for the audience. Like, it felt like he was talking to the audience, like, you're not a part of this story. And just the way he said it all was kind of like...
because everybody goes, well, you know, it's all about the Skywalker lineage. Well, you're not part of the story, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, so I do feel like that's kind of where it's going. Or that explanation was more for us. So,
or it's total send you in the other direction.
Oh yeah, which obviously they like to do because I mean it was the whole trailers kept hinting at Rey going to the dark side and I mean shit that way.
Yep.
And that obviously didn't happen, which I was good with. I know you were disappointed, but I was good
I'm
with.
Disappointed. Kylo's still a whiny pansy.
Yeah.
I'm not impressed. Movie was good, all in all, but I don't know. I grew up. Well, I guess I started with the original trilogy, 4, 5, and 6.
Yeah.
But I really didn't get into it until
the prequels.
The prequels, because that's when I started getting old enough to really understand it.
And same with me.
And lightsaber battles were on a totally different level in those movies.
But I do feel like it fits a good gap between the prequels and in the original trilogy,
lightsaber battles sucked.
Yeah, the Empire Strikes Back when Luke and Vader, and then same thing in Return of the Jedi. They are a little bit better, but they're definitely not. They're not prequel lightsaber battles.
Yeah, there's
Darth Maul lightsaber battle, possibly one of the better ones. The Revenge of the Sith was a big.
I mean,
battle.
the best battle scene was after Snoke gets killed, and then the two of them, Kylo and Rey, team
going
up.
After the Praetorian Guards, or
yeah.
I don't know if they're actually called Praetorian Guards in this or not. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I'm not really sure, but
that's what I would call them. But.
There was 6 of them.
Yeah,
and I mean, it was a battle. If Kylo was really the beast that he says he is, that should have been nothing. Just
the only thing I was leaning towards, and I guess they never really explain it, is there's a possibility maybe that those guards possibly force sensitive, like maybe you get into the old Republic stuff and that where they had like the assassins that were still had some traces of being able to use the Force. There's a possibility on that end of things.
Yeah,
that might make it a little bit easier to believe if Kylo actually had the lightsaber training that he should have.
But on the same token, so I mean, you go to Rebels. Obviously, the Inquisitor was an old temple guard.
Yeah.
But when the new Inquisitor showed up after he disappeared, Maul and Kanan just wrecked them, and Ahsoka beat the snot out of them.
Yeah.
And that's the one thing. Kylo is supposed to have this raw, untapped power. Well,
obviously he hasn't tapped it yet.
Yeah, I don't understand why it was a big deal. I mean, just get the job done. Force repulse in all directions and get out of there, right?
Yep. Or freeze them. I mean, that's his big deal is he can freeze people like where they're standing type thing. And I mean, none of that was used at all. But like I say, that could be if they were like shadow assassin type things or something that way where they had Force abilities. Maybe they were using, the worst part is you get into the Legends and you don't know where it fits exactly. But you have the whole idea like Force shields where you can protect yourself from the Force. But in that theory, still run into the deal of if Kylo's got that raw untapped power, he should be able to tear through any of the Force barriers that they put up. But
yep.
So yeah, that was, we'll see. I mean, it's going to take a lot to make Kylo a badass for the third movie, I think.
Yeah.
I mean, he's still on his, I guess, journey to becoming anything.
I don't know what they're going to do, to be honest with you. There's going to be some major changes for the third one because they really don't have any leadership in the First Order now. Because Kylo obviously can't lead anything.
They got Ginger Commander.
And he wasn't getting anything done either.
No, he wasn't. And he was freaking out because Snoke died, and he was like, we have no commander. And I mean, it was like, if he was a commander, he would have stepped up and been like, hey, here's what's going to happen. So yeah, he didn't do anything. I don't foresee him really. He's going to be a main character. He'll be leading the military side, but.
Is he, or is he playing the weasel from the background that.
I think he likes being the weasel from the background, but at the same time, I think he's gonna
slowly working
the same
his way
thing
into power.
Of like Kylo, kind of just the whiny, not quite wanting to step up and take over type thing, but finally kind of is forced to.
It's possible.
We'll see.
I don't know.
So yeah,
I was hoping for Total tangent. The new walkers, I don't know what they call them.
Yeah.
They didn't do anything.
Nope.
Other than a cool shoot fest.
At a ghost
and a cool
Skywalker.
Let's walk up into a line and do this standoff thing. That was kind of neat. But we got that.
It was cool how like when they were getting ready to shoot, how they had to like reposition their legs to basically stabilize themselves.
Oh, they're huge.
Yeah.
I didn't notice in the any of the trailers because they had some regular AT-ATs next to them.
Yeah.
They're big.
Oh yeah, they're way bigger. They're pretty cool. I seen some stuff beforehand of like I think it was on Instagram, just comparison shots. Like somebody took the scale of them. I mean, they're easily like probably 2.5 times the size.
Yeah, I'd say twice as tall. Yeah.
So yeah, pretty cool. But yeah, I kind of kept expecting them like to climb up something or have an ability to basically go up. At Crate where they've got the rebel bases in the wall there. I kind of was expecting them to have to scale that wall, but yeah, no, that didn't happen. That's what I was thinking, at least on the trailers when we were watching the trailers. So,
I didn't get any cool stormtrooper action. That hurts my feelings.
Yeah, Phasma wasn't as
it's stupid like always.
Yeah, she was better than the first movie. I will say that, but not that much. Apparently, her armor does repel blaster bolts.
Yeah.
So there is some point to the chrome armor.
I got a feeling she didn't die.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll see.
I think she's severely burned.
My biggest thing that I have is it's the same thing like with Kylo. They make her out to be this badass before the movies, and so in the trailers you go in expecting her to.
Totally wasn't.
And I don't know. I think it's that whole you build her up in your mind that she's going to be a badass because they keep pushing her as a badass. And when it doesn't happen, it's really disappointing to where I just feel like if she just dies at this point, I could care less. They can bring in somebody cool,
either,
but they can find somebody way better. Because to redeem the letdowns that they've done with her, I think is going to be pretty tough to do. I mean, unless they make her like a cool mercenary. But you were saying, we've talked about how I would like to see the Mandalorians in the new movies at some point.
That could be... It might be where the new army comes from. I mean, that's a pretty plausible idea that that's where they come from.
Yeah, I like the idea of the rebellion basically reinforcing their ranks with a bunch of Mandalorians. That'd be cool.
I'm kind of excited that the fleet got destroyed, so now we can see a whole new set of ships.
Yeah.
That'll be cool.
It will be. It means more of these.
They need to go prequels before they do anything else.
I
want my Naboo fighter, damn it.
Yeah, your new Naboo fighter, and it would be cool. Yeah, there's a bunch of prequel ships that would be cool to see. But yeah, no, it will be cool to see some new rebel ships. I'm kind of tired of the bulbous looking weird cruisers. They're not as cool as the Imperial flying Doritos are way cooler looking than the bubble ships.
Yep.
I like the Hammerheads, I like the Corvettes, but
the
cruisers and
Mon
Calamari.
There we go. Yep. Yeah, I'm not really sure.
I've never liked them that
where
much.
they even came from or how they got designed that way. They're not as cool by any means.
Yeah. But so yeah, trying to think. Porgs, they were
stupid.
Just scattered throughout. I was very disappointed Chewbacca did not eat that porg.
Dude, I was weirded out by the weird thing with tits on it.
Yeah, that was weird. I
didn't know how to deal with that situation.
I didn't either. I was kind of like, I don't even... Where they came out with that idea.
Yep, that weirded me out.
That was different. For sure. Trying to think kind of what else. The whole mirror thing that Rey did, that was kind of cool.
Yeah.
I didn't really get where they were trying to go with that 100%.
Well,
I mean, I know it was the dark side and they're trying to discover...
She didn't find the answers in the dark side, so...
She was trying to discover the answers and she couldn't find the answers.
That's how she knew that she didn't need to go that way. Whatever. She didn't find the answer she was looking for.
The mirror thing kind of threw me for a loop of why they were doing that, but it was cool. It was a cool scene. And watching it again, I'm sure a lot more stuff will click as things go. I mean, first time around is you miss a lot.
Yeah, for sure. I'm trying to think of what else. Yoda's back. That was cool.
Yep, that was awesome. And I like how they kept him as Puppet Yoda.
Yep, he's Puppet Yoda. And he was still as crazy as he was when he was.
Yep, it wasn't like he was
Yoda.
back to like really wide. He was good crazy Puppet Yoda.
Yeah.
Which was awesome. He just lit a tree on fire. That was cool. I was all jacked about that.
Yeah, I imagine they'll probably stick with him and Luke as Force Ghosts, so they don't have to bring in Anakin or Ben.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know how they'd really do.
Other than they got Ewan McGregor to do his voice thing, maybe he would do.
Yeah, he might. And maybe, I don't know. It all depends on how they do that. It's kind of tough because they didn't have Ewan McGregor do the Force Ghost through, I didn't like reshoot the old trilogy with him in there. So it'd be kind of one of those things where.
Yeah, but technically as a Force Ghost, you probably could be in any form of your previous self that you wanted type thing.
Trying to think what else. Poe's X-Wing is down.
Yep, blew that up. Not really sure what the booster thing was all about.
Yeah, and we were discussing that, like the whole fact that I wasn't sure why they didn't just go into hyperdrive with it, but maybe it was using that hyperdrive for it or something that way.
I definitely like his character arc better than most of the other ones.
For sure.
I guess Finn kind of has one. I don't know. Weird love triangle. Seeing that.
Yeah.
With Asian chick and Rey.
Rose. That's her name. I was trying to remember it on the drive home.
Rose, yeah, that's right.
So, yeah. Trying to think what else. Oh, when they destroy Snoke's ship. With
that was cool.
I liked that scene. The theater, and it was also cool because like the theater was like dead silent, except for like you could hear every once in a while somebody say something or be like, "Oh," and then it was pretty epic. Pretty so that was cool. Yeah, I'm trying to think kind of what else.
It was kind of weird. I realized Kylo took over, but there was no sense of urgency that their main capital ship
had
just got cut in two.
Oh yeah, no.
Oh, let's fly to the surface and kill the last 50 rebels. Okay, we just lost our main and half of our fleet,
and fleet. Probably 70% of the stormtroopers that they had, and I mean,
I can't imagine how many people had to be on that ship.
It would have been cool to see what they could have put together for an assault on Crate with Snoke's ship. Because, I mean, they had AT-ATs and stuff in that ship to where it would have been a pretty epic amount of ships they could put on the ground. I mean, they had a pretty decent amount anyways, but...
There wasn't enough rebels. They didn't set it up right. And let's just fly in a straight line for the whole movie.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Kick up the shields and let's just take a drive.
Go that way.
Sunday drive.
Yep. Yep, not... no... I mean, I guess I get the whole deal of, for one, it's a plot device, and for two...
Let's make them suffer.
Well, you can make them suffer, and if you're looking at it from a strategic point of view, yeah, granted, that they're going to run out of fuel at one point or another, so you're basically, if you were to fly ahead of them in one of the ships using light speed, jump ahead or something that way, you might take on more damage, to whereas if you just follow them with that big ship and just keep lobbing stuff at them, at some point they're going to run out of fuel and they're just going to destroy them, so. But, yeah.
No. Thrawn wouldn't have done that. He would have circled them and took them out.
Yeah.
No prisoners.
No, it's definitely a different...
Yeah, the First Order sucks. I don't like the First Order.
I'm still not sold on them. I was glad on Battlefront to pick the Resistance. And, hey, I know you got the crate for the First Order. I got a Resistance crate. So I don't know.
Maybe the daily thing or something.
Yeah, I don't know where that came from. So it's kind of a ball deal. I don't know. We'll see. Maybe
I forget what it's called. What was the new ship that they brought out?
Dauntless? No, Dauntless. I'm thinking.
No, it was because you get the Star Destroyers and the new thing.
I'm thinking of the.
It was pretty badass.
The Dauntless was on in Battlefront 2. It starts with a D though. Why am I?
Yeah, I don't know why I can't remember what it was.
I'll remember it here in a little bit.
It had like 2 Death Stars built onto it.
Yeah,
it was cool. The whole plot device thing. We're just gonna jump into hyperspace and now they can track us. Except the Empire had the interdictors.
Mm-hmm.
Just build that into your new ships or have one there so they can't jump into hyperspace.
Yep.
You know, they obviously knew they were evacuating a base.
Yep.
Why wouldn't you have them there?
Yeah, no, that would have been cool, but yeah, they didn't.
Then they could have done what I was talking about. They could have killed Leia that way. Oh yeah, Leia's apparently uses the Force.
Yeah, she uses the Force. She
saves herself.
Somehow magically saves herself.
Yeah. Like sucks herself back into the ship. I don't know.
It was cool, but it was one of those things when she's floating through space, which I guess I don't know how you make floating through space without looking like Superman, but it was just weird how she was just standing there and just kind of flew. I mean, and granted, that's how it would be. I mean, you're not getting wind in that shit anyway, so I mean, you're not going to get like a floaty cape that's going to fly behind you, but
so movie physics, right?
Mm-hmm.
Blew out the entire control deck.
Mm-hmm.
Flies in there, Force opens the door.
And they all
run up and grab her.
I was really surprised with that too. I was sitting there going, wait a second, why are they grabbing at her? They should be running the other way, hoping to not lose the airlock. But yeah, somehow magically they don't worry about that.
And then, so I got to do some thinking on how this works. Luke comes and shows up at the last second to save everybody.
Mm-hmm.
And magically got some Just for Men touch of gray and redid the beard and younged himself up and put on his old
haircut.
black robes. Yep. Touches Leia, hands her
Dice.
The dice, which eventually disappear, and I don't know if that's just because Jedi disappears and but touched her.
Mm-hmm.
But he can't touch Kylo. That was why he didn't actually hit him. He was avoiding every attack because as soon as he did try to go through him, it went right through his image. And that's how he dodged a bajillion lasers and made the joke.
Yeah, which was cool. I like that little joke. So to me though, here's the thing I'm wondering. I don't think it was that he couldn't touch Kylo. I think it was the whole idea of if he touches, like, so you can obviously through the Force because Rey and Kylo do it at one point in the movie.
Well, I guess that's true.
Snoke.
Yeah.
So I don't think it isn't that he couldn't. Yeah. I don't think it isn't that he couldn't touch him. I think it was the whole idea of I got to keep dodging shit so that it appears that I'm actually fighting him and just trying to lead him on.
But that you're a pansy, Kylo, and you need to man up and learn some saber skills.
Yeah. And then all of a sudden at the end, it's like when Kylo runs through him with it, it's like, ha, you tried to kill me and it didn't work. And well, in a way it did work.
I have a lot to learn, young Padawan.
Yeah. So it was cool. I like that. And then the dice disappear. The only thing that threw me is the dice didn't disappear until Kylo touched them, which was after Luke supposedly died, right?
Yeah.
Because Luke had died at that point.
Yeah, I totally got the symbolism there.
Oh, yeah.
This movie starts or ends where the first one began.
Yeah.
Yeah. Double suns.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But
flowy cape in the wind.
Of course. I have a flowy cape in the wind. Flowy capes in the wind. I think at some point, this is just my random thought. I think here in the next few years, we're going to see capes come back as a style trend.
Oh, yeah. I'm all for that, man.
Like, I give it, like 10 years, but I think we're going to see capes make
Isn't that already a thing in Mexico? Isn't that what a poncho is,
well,
basically?
Poncho is like somebody who's confused on if they want the cape on the front or the back, so they do both sides.
Yeah. So that's good, because I've got my Sith robe, so.
Yeah. So, I'm still trying to remember the name of that friggin' ship too.
Yeah. Crap. It's something cool too.
It's a name. It's a type of ship.
Yeah.
It starts with a D. I know that. But yeah. So, anyways, I'll let you look for it here real quick. I'm trying to think what the other thing was that I was just remembering with it.
Come on.
So, basically, I mean, at this point, where do you think they're going to go with the third movie?
Oh, this one, it went totally different than I expected. So
yeah, it definitely took a different turn. But honestly, it was one of those things. And granted, that's why they write Star Wars and I don't. But I like the turn that they took. I mean, they kind of got the rebels back down. Instead of it being like the Republic, it's down to like a small group of rebels. And you have the First Order. It's a damaged First Order, but they are,
that thing. No.
Dreadnought.
Yeah, Dreadnought. That's what
it is. I knew it started with a D.
Yep, for sure.
Oh, bumped the whole table. But yeah, so Dreadnought. Yeah, that was a cool ship. I like the Dreadnought. I did feel like Poe was able to kind of take out the cannons really, really easy.
Yeah.
I mean, granted, he's supposedly like the best pilot in the... But it was one ship.
It was. There was no epic space battles.
No.
I'm upset with the space battles in this movie. I was excited because...
The trailers looked like they were going to use
Yeah, they kind of looked that way. They showed you the entire space battles in the trailer, which is BS.
Yeah.
But yeah, after the attack on Scarif was awesome. I was like, yes, they're going to do some cool space battles.
Nope.
They got on a highway and they drove for an hour and a half in a straight line.
Yep.
It's like literally driving to Great Falls for us.
Yeah, it was. It was pretty much.
And plot devices: turn the ship, move the capital ship, giant 20-mile long capital ship.
Yeah, and you can
use it to block the fire on all those people that are getting killed. Purple-haired lady.
Yep. It would have worked good, but I did like how she did destroy the other ship. It was cool. But yeah, you could have blocked for that for a while.
Yeah, your shields are about to go. Flip a bitch, turn that thing around, and hit the hyperdrive.
Yep. Yeah, no, definitely could have saved some more people that way, but...
Apparently had another 20 minutes of fuel, too.
Yep.
Kind of took off a little bit ahead of schedule. Oh, yeah, BB-8's enemy, totally ruined the show. They could have escaped, but no, it's always the black twins that get you.
Yep.
That was terribly racist.
That was
okay.
That was terrible. You said it, not me.
I did.
I can blame you.
That's
what else was I thinking on? Oh, BB-8 I feel like has way too many random appendages that just shoot out of nowhere. Holy shit, man, the electrical box is going off. I mean, granted he's using one, but it's got 14 different little arm things, and then he uses his head. And I also didn't get why the electrical circuits were shorting out and water shooting out type thing. I didn't really get where that was coming from, but
yeah, and I didn't know how a fuse blowing out was stick something in it.
Yeah,
that didn't make a whole lot of sense to me. But whatever.
I mean, it was entertaining. It
worked.
Comedy.
Yeah, I really can't think of much else off the top of my head.
Good movie.
It was a good movie.
Definitely have to probably. I'll have to go see it again for sure.
I gotta watch it again. I'm trying to keep up with the plot, and
I'm gonna try to figure out if I can go see it again in theaters if it maybe comes to town here. Usually it's always a couple weeks later. So
do it in town.
Yeah, maybe run to it and take my son to it. And he can enjoy it, and I can maybe deal with having a little kid ask me questions throughout the entire movie. Why is it
doing this? Why is it doing that?
Yeah. Who's that? Or him telling me about the entire movie that he's never seen.
Yeah. Hey, Chewbacca.
Yep. So he'll ask me who the porgs are, I'm sure.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, Chewie didn't man up and eat one of them.
Yep. Shit, I'm trying to think of anything else that kind of missed. There's lots of stuff that we've missed, I guess. I know that, but it was a good length for a Star Wars movie. I like that. I didn't feel like it was too long that, when I get it on DVD, I won't ever watch it because it's too long. Like Lord of the Rings, that's the problem I have with them is I love those movies. But you got to set aside some time to watch one.
Was Kylo using Luke's lightsaber in the flashbacks?
I was trying to figure that out.
Because
I don't think so.
I gotta watch it again, but I was noticing something. It was really washed out for the first half of the movie. Like, it was the old school kind of light bluish white.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't know if that was because it was reacting to Rey going to the dark side and the crystal thing shifting.
That's true.
Until the end of the movie when she decided to go. And then it was bright blue. Because it was definitely bright blue when it went through Snoke.
Yep. Yeah, I don't know. It could have been. I don't know. And the worst part was I never really got a good look at like what the lightsaber itself looked like, so I couldn't never tell. Trying to watch too many other things at once, but
yeah,
I don't know.
And the movie quality could have been part of it too, because it seemed like the contrast was terrible the whole movie. So
it really did.
I don't know. I might be making a theory out of nothing.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. Get it on DVD where I can pause it and stuff, or Blu-ray, I guess, not DVD.
Yeah, the new bad guy. I'm not really sure about him. The hacker dude.
Yeah.
I'm not really sure where they're going with him. I hope he's Ezra. That'd be cool. But I don't think he is.
Yeah, I don't think so. I mean, it's possible, but I don't know. He just seems like I'm trying to figure out if he's gonna be like a throwaway character, where he was here and then he just kind of disappears out into nowhere, or is he gonna make a return appearance?
The weird thing is they kind of publicized him quite a bit.
They did.
That's what confused me.
But they've done that a lot with other. I mean, think about Phasma. How often she was in every trailer.
Yeah.
She was in this movie less than he was in this movie.
And I up until the last probably month and a half up to this Rose Asian lady, I didn't even know she was in the movie.
No, and she was like one of the main.
Yeah, she was main
characters. And she was a pretty good main character. I have to say, I liked her character.
They're definitely introducing a lot more have no force power.
Yes,
peoples,
which I like. I was glad to see Finn did not have force powers. I was afraid they were going to get into this point to where they've got like 40 people with force powers. It's nice to have just like 2 of them right now, and maybe Finn develops them in the next movie. But I felt like if they threw it in there, it'd be too much focus on the force stuff instead of like the general conflict.
Yeah, I don't think they did. He would have had the perfect come to the force moment when he was flying into the thing. So
yeah,
big gun, whatever the hell that was called.
Yeah, the door
Blow
breacher
door
thing or something.
Yeah,
big door rammer.
Poe's got to be force sensitive.
See, and he could be force sensitive to some extent, but maybe just like basically for his reflexes type thing.
I don't think he's a Jedi or anything. I think he's just force sensitive.
An awesome pilot. I'll give him that.
Yeah, he's definitely the new commander of the fleet. He pretty much made that obvious.
And I almost wonder if they didn't kind of add that arc to it after Carrie Fisher.
I don't know.
Like if they kind of had
pretty
some
much
of it.
The whole movie, he started off as a cocky asshole from the last movie.
Yeah, it's true.
And made him keep learning from his mistakes.
Yeah.
Because, Yoda says a thing, you got to learn from your mistakes.
Yeah, you got to learn from your failures. He was
the one that, effed up the most in the movie. He got a bunch of people killed. I'm surprised they didn't have a little bit of conflict between Rose and him for him getting her sister killed.
Yeah, it could have been.
Or maybe it will be in the next movie.
Yeah, because they never really crossed paths that much.
Well, they came up with the plan to save the... So, of course, that wasn't a whole lot of time together, but...
Yeah. I did not like the purple-haired lady.
Yeah.
Didn't care for her. I didn't know how I felt about the random deer things that were like the horse racing deerness. I don't know what the heck you call them.
Yeah, let's throw in our PETA vibe. I'm not really all about that, but whatever. I don't know. It was kind of cool.
They were... Yeah, I tried to figure out... Because, I mean, and granted, I get the whole idea that you don't want just animals just to be animals. But at the same time, it felt like they're sitting there understanding every single word that they're saying. And to me, like, if you got a horse, you can talk to a horse. But it doesn't sit there looking at you, like, blinking its eyes going, yeah, I understand you. I mean... You could have some cool,
unless they're, one of the force animals.
Yeah,
type thing.
Which is entirely possible.
Yeah.
You just don't see, like, I mean, the porgs were acting that way too. So I mean, it's kind of like you kind of there's no just random animals. There's everything's got to have.
Yep, tits.
Yeah, awkward.
It was. I didn't. They kind of first showed it as a quick glimpse on the screen.
Like what?
What was that? And then all of a sudden, yep. That's what it is.
It was kind of disturbing.
Yeah, good luck explaining that one to your son when you go watch it.
That's true.
And your wife.
Close his eyes.
What was that? Don't ask.
Yeah, just weird moment.
Yep.
Luke Skywalker being awkward. Then the look he get, it was just.
It was
random.
Gross. I know he's trying to freak her out to get her to leave, but even so, it's just, ugh.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah, Luke was pretty funny. I have to say, I enjoyed.
Yeah.
This is the movie
He had fun with this movie. You could tell that Mark Hamill was just like,
And by far, my favorite Luke Skywalker. Like, I mean, granted, I know he's the same Luke Skywalker, but like any movie that he's been in, this is the one I like him the best in.
I'll give you that.
Definitely. Still reminds me of your dad.
Best first moment of like epicness ever, though. Lightsaber. Walks
over
away.
the shoulder. It was perfect.
Totally screwed with every dude that was just like at the end of the first movie, or I should say episode 7, where he gets it and it's just like this awe-inspiring moment of him remembering his path. Nope.
Yep. Oh, I loved it because I mean I've listened to so many podcasts and watched so many videos, and everybody's, their theories on. Is he going to light the lightsaber? Is he going to, start using that lightsaber? Is he going to give it back to Rey because he's afraid of it? Is he going to do... And it was like all this speculation of, he's got to either give it back to Rey or he's going to use it and keep it. And then the fact that he just gets it handed and just chucks it. It was perfect.
Yep. Apparently it's no big deal to just learn how to use the Force again, too. Cut myself off. Oh, no.
Well, and I don't know if he really cut himself off or if he just kind of put that mental block of you know what, I'm not gonna use it.
I guess it's possible because if you go back to Legends, there was the robes that would mask your. Maybe that's what he's wearing. And
Mitra in the Darth Revan books, I mean, she's able to learn the Force again after cutting herself off, and you never really learn how long it takes. Yeah. I mean, it's just kind of all of a sudden she was cut off from the Force, she comes back, and she becomes a savior of the Jedi or of the Republic because she shows back up. So, I mean, it might not be that bad to pick back up then.
Yeah, but haven't used the Force in 20 years.
And then you're able to do a Force
astral
ghost.
Projection across the entire galaxy. Yeah. Which killed him, maybe. Or maybe he just said, hell with it. I'm going to go hang with Yoda, apparently party, because Yoda's having a good time.
Yeah, he's crazy and lighting shit on fire, so why not? It looks like a good life.
Yeah. I was totally waiting for him because he was kind of being a dork, and then he did the lightning thing. He's like, let's go hang out with the Bendu, because that's the Bendu's thing.
Yep. That's funny. That would have been terrible.
I would have laughed so hard if the Bendu would have just been like, let's go.
I would have. I don't know how I would have felt about that.
It would have been hilarious. I hope when I watch this again, the Bendu is just like
in the lightning.
Yeah, he's just like in the cloud, being a cloud projection. That'd be awesome. I'd laugh funny. So hard.
That it would be pretty good. So, but yeah,
because I don't know anybody that likes the Bendu.
No, I'm.
The Bendu's gay.
Are you sure?
I'm fairly sure.
Yeah, no, I'm not a big fan of the Bendu.
Anybody who wears antlers is just gay.
Yeah. I'd agree with that.
Yeah.
So yeah, overall, good movie. Go watch it. If you haven't watched it, we just ruined it for you.
Pretty much.
Definitely, though, I don't know how to rank it yet in my Star Wars movies favorites. And
such.
I
gotta watch it again.
It's one of those things. And Rogue One has thrown such a loop into that. Like, I go back and forth because Rogue One is quite. I don't know if it's my favorite or not. It's up there.
Yeah,
Revenge of the Sith is really good. I've always liked Empire Strikes Back, though, too. I mean,
Empire's pretty good.
Empire's considered to be one of the best movies anyways of all time.
If they would have done Episode 3 the way they did in the... what's the thing where they draw it out beforehand. Anyway, that thing.
Yeah, the storyboard beforehand.
Storyboard. There you go. I would have been. Yeah, probably.
Yeah, no, that's. But it's one of those things. Prequels, and a lot of people disagree and say we're retarded. But I've always liked the prequels. But that's the Star Wars movies that got me into Star Wars.
If it wasn't for the whiny last act and the no.
Yeah. Oh, I'm not saying. And granted, to me, there's every movie is always going to have some problem. I mean, you're never going to get the perfect movie that I'm able to watch. That I'm just like best movie. Although, Man from U.N.C.L.'s pretty good, and the Christian Bale.
That one's pretty good.
Christian Bale, Batman movies are up there.
Kingsman, the first one was
pretty good. So I mean, there's a few, but I mean, you get something like that. I love the Star Wars movies all the way through. I don't know. I do think I like it better than The Force Awakens, though.
Yeah, it was. The Force Awakens was too much of a cater to our old audience to bring them back into it thing. Yeah. Let's just redo A New Hope.
It was a good movie. I mean, don't get me wrong, but it just
some decent space battles in it.
Mm-hmm.
Star Wars. I'm looking at you.
Disney gets own Fox and everybody now. You guys can make some good space battles. So, but yeah, no, I would definitely say it's up there, but I don't know, it's probably in the top 3 or 4 for me.
I'd say top 3. I'm gonna leave it at 3 right now.
I have to watch it a couple more times. I have to watch it a few more times and see what. It's got some good funny clips in there.
You give me a director's cut, that 3-hour long one you were talking about. I heard about it. And it's got some space battles. We'll be talking.
That 3-hour cut isn't going to happen. You know it isn't. Because when they did allude to it, they basically said that it was 3 hours, and then they cut it down, and it's much better at what it is, and they're not going back to it. So I don't think you're going to get your 3-hour director's cut.
I'm pretty sure there's not any space battles on it either. There's probably just Kylo Ren wiping his ass crying all day.
Probably. Yep. And more of a spaceship flying like this.
Well, that was way too fast.
Okay. Snoke's ship is flying like this, and they're
like scene to scene. I'm pretty sure they're using the same scene over and over.
And then they just threw Crate in there in the background at the end, like, oh, hey, look, there's a planet.
I didn't really know that distance mattered, because we just got to stay out of range, and then our lasers that hit the shield won't affect it. Except we fired a beam cannon halfway across the galaxy to blow up the Republic's main planet.
Yeah. that was the big Star Killer base. So I mean, they didn't kill a sun with the spaceship.
Okay. So we got this giant fleet here. You want to bring in one of the decimator things? On its way.
Okay. We want you to go around them over here. Or take one of these other Star Destroyers that's sitting next to us, and you guys just light speed ahead, just a little bit, and then just sit there and wait.
Yeah,
that's all you gotta do. Just hold on for a second. But yeah, no, completely different.
Dunk.
So, yep. But all in all, a good movie.
And I don't know why they cared. Why did the fighters back off? They look like the special ops ties.
Yeah, I didn't know that, and I wasn't sure
why.
They've
got hyperdrives. Who cares?
Well, and why would they care? Like, Kylo Ren was just destroying that ship.
Yeah.
Why would you tell him to back off? I mean, he was just going to town on it. Him and that other those other 2 TIE fighters, they could have had that ship down if they would have just kept flying around it for like another 10 minutes.
And they were, I'm sure that giant ship has... Oh, shit. What the hell? Why? I'm tired, apparently.
Yeah, well, it is now 1:22 in the morning, so.
The beam thing.
Oh, tractor beam.
Yeah, tractor beam.
Okay.
I'm sure that big-ass ship's got to have a big-ass tractor beam.
It should.
Just pull it in.
It's got to have gravity of some sort, as big as that thing is.
Gravity?
Giant stealth bomber floating through space.
Yeah, it was a giant stealth bomber.
I didn't like it. That Snoke ship kind of sucked.
Yeah.
Dreadnought was awesome. Snoke ship, I wasn't that impressed with, personally.
Might as well just made it the Death Star.
Yeah.
It's not like it could turn. I'm making a left turn.
Yep.
2 years later, the damn thing turns around.
Yeah. The First Order's obsessed with size.
Yep. They're compensating for something.
Definitely.
Yep.
Definitely
it's because their stormtroopers are tards.
And they have Kylo Ren leading them.
I want a stormtrooper that's a badass so bad.
A real badass, like the traitor stormtrooper was, like
just
back
kill.
in Force Awakens.
Just kill without consequence. Just.
That was the other thing that I have to say bothered me. When Phasma caught Finn and Rose and brought them up to be executed, that was like the longest scene of getting to the point of executing somebody ever.
They supervillained her. That's what they did.
They did.
All right. Let's get you into a monologue so we can escape. All right, we're gonna monologue.
Hold on, I'm not gonna shoot you with blasters because we want to make this even better by bringing in these cool executioner guys. And then they're gonna take forever to actually chop your head off. Like they lower it down and sizzled Rose's hair off. Like you could have just obviously just kept going, but no, you gotta do the full swing thing.
And then ships get split in half. Things are on fire.
Of course. Nobody could have stumbled and chopped off Finn's leg with that thing or something that way. I mean,
Finn apparently just isn't good with pain, I guess. For being a trained stormtrooper, he's always getting saved. Because Rose was dragging him. He gets stunned and he's out forever.
Yep, for sure.
What the hell? Apparently, the First Order isn't very good at training stormtroopers, despite what they say.
Yeah.
I'll take my clone troopers any day of the week. 501st for the win.
Oh, for sure. Clone troopers are badass.
Yep.
And BB-8 was way too
useful.
Yeah. I like BB-8. He's cool.
Yeah, but
he's getting to the point to
R2 in the cartoons is too, and so is Chopper.
Yeah, I'll give it that. But yeah, BB-8 was like the one saving. If they didn't have BB-8 with them, they would have been shit out of luck a long time before that. So
yeah, but R2 is that way in the prequels.
Yeah,
he got him out of everything.
That's true. It's true.
All right, call it a podcast.
Yeah, we can probably call it a podcast. So follow us on Instagram at Beef and Chetter. Is it just Beef and Chetter?
Yeah.
Here, hold on. Let me look.
It is.
I think it's just BEAF and then the letter N.
It is.
And then CHETTER.
All right.
So follow us there or follow ChetMotoX, or you don't have an Instagram.
Oh, you do. We got Twitter. I'll post this on Twitter when it goes. It's Beef and Chetter too. So.
Yeah. So follow us there. That way you guys can get good updates.
Yeah, because I'm awesome at social media.
Yep. Me
All
too.
right.
So we'll see you guys later.
Thanks for watching, homies.
See ya.